The Industrial Revolution. A golden era for America that reigned from 1876 to 1900. It was an era where technology advanced, when immigrants from all around the world poured in looking for a job, when America flourished, and when modern-day advanced society emerged. Today, let us go back in time and explore the history and the impact of the Industrial Revolution and the Telegraph on Westward Expansion in America. The Telegraph. Samuel Morse came up with the idea first in 1832 while discussing electricity with fellow passengers. To understand the impacts of the telegraph, you must first understand what a telegraph is. This little setup here will demonstrate how the telegraph works under the hood. As you can see, users can turn on and off electricity at just the right time to create a pattern. These patterns can be used to encode and decode a message, called the Morse code, which can be translated to English messages. The telegraph is a breakthrough. For the first time in human civilization, people can communicate across long distances. This resulted in economic growth. Although it might not seem related, the ability for messages to travel long distances in a short amount of time allowed for prices of items to be synced for the first time. This protects both the consumer and the seller, as it ensures the deal is made at the right price. Crucial economic decisions also require the information instantly, which is finally possible with the invention of the telegraph. This allowed New York, due to it being the origin of many telegraph firms, to be the central economic market. This allowed the market to be more controlled and more economic flow into the market. According to the Economic History Association, centralization may have also led to the development of certain financial institutions that could not have been developed otherwise. Not only is this useful economically, but it even assisted the success of the Civil War. The U.S. military laid down over 15,000 miles of telegraph wires with a usage rate of 3,000 messages a day, which contributed greatly to the success of the Civil War by allowing different troops to communicate with each other. As for the general public, many companies jumped on this opportunity to make money. However, you must first have telegraph wires to set up a telegraph company. This resulted in a complex system. Since one company's wire only goes to one place, delivering a message to the destination often requires the message to travel through 5 or more firm lines. The complexity resulted in many messages getting lost or delivered incompletely. For example, if someone wants to send a message from town A to town B, it would have to travel through many firms. Worst of all, since the message goes through many firms, it's hard to know who's responsible for the damages and therefore sue. This caused these firms to be even more careless. The public was tired of this, but nothing changed. Although many complained, there was not much to do, because the telegraph became part of daily life now. One example of this is Mark Twain's complaint on the quality of telegraph, written to the President of the Western Union, which starts with, "Dear Sir, I desire to make a complaint. And if I bring it to you, the head of the company, because by experience, I know better than to carry it as a subordinate." The letter can be summarized as complaints about speed, price, and the quality of the telegraph. Although it is unknown if the letter was ever read, the company did not change for the better. This eventually led to the industry's decline, removing it from the public's view, and was lost in history as time moved on and more advanced technology, such as the telephone, was invited. trains. A tool revolutionized how people and items move across long distances. Trains allowed materials and people to move far distances. Materials moving far distances meant that materials could be transported fast and easy, supporting the supplies that the factory's efficiency requires. This allowed for economic growth, as the factories could be built and work at maximum efficiency without worrying about a shortage of materials. It also helped ship products to markets, increasing economic flow. It also allowed the success of the Westward Expansion, as for the first time, people could move across America in less than a week with safety. The development of trains also tied to the telegraph. The telegraph wires could use the land by the train track to save money on land purchases, and the telegraph's fast message delivery allowed for the continuance of single-rail trains. Telegraph allowed the conductors from different stations to arrange a train in a way so they don't run head-on with each other in the single-railed railway, which saved millions of dollars that would otherwise be needed to build the second track. Factories. They are results of efficient machinery that's being invented. These machines allowed for efficiency in production of items. One worker can now do the job of 3, and the economy skyrocketed. In a report written in 1886 by Carroll D. Wright, the first U.S. Labor Commissioner, he states that, in one of the most extensive establishments engaged in the manufacture of agricultural implements in one of the western states, it is found that 600 men, with the use of machinery, are now doing the work that would require 2,145 men. Factories, if successful, can also generate tons of revenue. This caused many factories to be opened left and right, building the foundation for the modern-day America, as it allowed for the rapid expansion of technology. One of the biggest industries in America is the textile industry. Ever since the invention of the cotton mill by Richard Arkwright in 1767, the production of cotton is now faster than ever. Since America already has a large quantity of cotton fields, this allowed for textile production to rapidly expand. With factories came workers. For textile factories, many workers were female because it was believed that females were more careful and gentle. There were also many children working in the factories. Although this has been outlawed in the modern times, this was quite common back then. This is because they can get paid less, it can fit in tight spaces, and is less likely to organize a strike. Families send their children to factories to earn extra income. Many immigrants came to America in search of the American dream. Although factory workers don't pay well, the living conditions are still better than most home country. This resulted in many different races of people and caused America today to still be an immigration country. Floods of immigrants allowed factories to expand, as there won't be a shortage of workers. Since immigrants can find jobs here, they often write letters home to their families and friends expressing their gratitude for America. This called more people to move, resulting in a positive loop. The expansion of population also allowed America's economy to grow, as more economic flows entering the market. However, it is important to note that although immigration brought many benefits to the society of America, it also brought some negative impacts. There are many racism and discrimination against people of other races. Although this is still a problem today, that's a topic for another time. The Industrial Revolution and technology, such as the telegraph during that era, were all very important aspects of our history. Without them, society today would not be as advanced, and westward expansion would be almost impossible. Hopefully, this video taught you something new about the Industrial Revolution and inspired you to learn more about it, as it is a very large topic and impossible to cover them all in this video. That'll be all from us. Peace out.